Basically, I feel like I'm worrying all the time.
And then when I don't feel like I have the capability, just sometimes the prayer is just like, God help me.
Who am I to expect an easy road?
She's been through all this. There's a reason why.
It's just open, honest communication.
Sometimes it's hard to know that God's there.
Feel free to go ahead and take a seat right over there.
So can you describe what your relationship is like between you and your child or your teenager?
Yes. I would consider us to have a good relationship. We've gotten to the point where we feel comfortable sharing what she's traveling through, and not everything makes it to me as the parent, but I feel like we have a pretty open, relatively honest relationship.
So what are some of the biggest concerns that you have about your teenager on a day-to-day basis?
From a mental health perspective, I worry about managing anxiety. I worry about triggers that can lead to potential self-harm.
If I have a problem, I'll go to my mom, probably. We're very close. She's always been there for me. She's always right by my side.
I worry about intrusive thoughts and what that means and what the impact that has. Basically, I feel like I'm worrying all the time. There's quite a bit to consider and think about.
How does your faith play out in your mental health journey?
One of the main ways I see God is like a comforter. So I feel like if I'm stressed, like I just know that He's there for me. Like I know that He cares about me. I know that He's got it, like it's in His control. So I feel like just knowing that can really help when I'm feeling stressed.
We frequently talk about our faith, pray about it every night. Even on the way here though, we were talking about that. I do think that He has a plan. Like, you know, she's been through all this. There's a reason why.
Prayer is very important, right? A lot of people have different opinions when it comes to like organized religion. But we find a lot of solace in realizing that the church is in you. It's not necessarily in a place, a building, or a dwelling, but it's in you. And so prayer doesn't have to always be deep and spiritual. You don't have to be shouting and speaking in tongues or falling out on the floor. It's just open, honest communication.
For me personally, I've seen God at work in my life over and over and over again, and know that He's faithful to bring me through things. So I have life experience to look back on and see God's faithfulness. But as a parent as well, when my children are going through something that's a struggle and I'm at a loss and feel like I don't know how to help them or parent them well through it, it just comes back to being prayerful and almost holding my kids with open hands, saying they're yours and you've given them to me for a reason. And then when I don't feel like I have the capability, just sometimes the prayer is just like, God help me, God help them. But having prayer to rely on is a big way that I get through struggles.
I know that there is someone I can talk to, even if I don't feel I can talk to my parents. Knowing that even though I can't see God, I know that He's around with me and that I can talk to Him and He can be kind of like my counselor, and that I can be able to understand that, hey, there's someone who always listens to me and won't interrupt and won't tell me, well, this is the thing that you need to do to make it better, but just to be able to someone to vent to and to be able to listen to.
I think for myself, because I can definitely have bad days too, just remembering that I am a child of God. He's already faced all the difficulties that I'm going through. He went through it. He experienced the worst of it, and He was perfect. So who am I to expect an easy road? It's going to be challenging, but I'm his child. He loves me. He's never leaving me. And so that's my assurance.
Yeah. At the end of the day, Jesus is always there for you, and you will feel very lonely, and you just kind of think that you're alone. But I mean, God's got you. He's right there with you the whole time. And so it is a big thing that plays into it, because you have a best friend who is always there for you. Even if you feel like, your parents or your peers aren't there, you do always have someone who is there.
Curious how your faith plays out in your mental health journey.
I think sometimes it's hard to know that God's there. But I had to remember that He's got my back and He's always there. I know that now. I would be lost without Him.
I think for me, it is at times hard to see to the other side that we won't be able to figure it out. And I think that my faith gives me that knowing that God's kingdom does come here. It's not perfect and it's not complete, but there's opportunity for renewal, and there's opportunity for redeeming dark places, and just how we've seen God work in providing us with good counselors and good medication and good resources to get my kids the help that they've needed.
Yeah, that's so wonderful.
Yeah, so I think there's some good things there, but always hope. Always hope.